Hello, you might have heard there was a big game today. Highlights of Manchester City versus Liverpool coming up, as well as 3 other matches and analysis from Alan Shearer and Jermaine Genus. So to the Etihad Stadium, one of the great Premier League rivalries and just a point between them at the top. We're going to need a montage.
I'm ready.
Oh, 2 of the best teams.
Yeah. Fair result, would you say?
Against that team, better than that is almost impossible. So I had the feeling we let them alive. So we did everything, we create more, we play like you have to play these type of games. Incredible focus, everyone, and yeah, it's okay. We are top of the league still, so we have the feeling that yeah, we miss a huge opportunity to make a step. So many games to play and many things going to happen.
An exceptional game of football. 2 heavyweights really jumping in each other, so it's crazy the intensity of these games. I think City was more direct than usually. We were lesser direct than usually. I like that a little bit, so it's fine, and we will see what they do next time. We will see what we do next time.
I think we played really well today. I think we had the upper hand today. I think we should have scored more. We didn't give too many chances away to them with the quality they have. So I'm happy with the way that we play. I don't have a lot more to say, honestly.
You were out for the second half quite early. The manager was out quite early. Were there a few words half-time?
Yeah, obviously we were losing, so we needed to change a little bit. It's always nice to have a break as well, to go again. That was a very good beginning. We scored 1. In the end, it's a draw, and now we just need to believe that from here until the end we will grab more points in them.
Would have loved to win the game, yes. Would have changed our situation? Not really, not now. And so we have to win an awful lot of football games that didn't change. And if there was one we could draw, it was today. Yeah, let's keep going.
Kind of quite sober responses, because it must feel in a way slightly deflating to play in such an incredible match which totally lived up to its billing and its hyperbole, didn't it? It was a joy to behold.
It definitely didn't disappoint, Gabby. The intensity was unbelievable. The energy shown from both teams was just the top. It was just relentless from start to finish. Such high standards from both football clubs. City had the better, certainly in the first half. They could have been out of sight, maybe should have, with better finishing. But Liverpool definitely came back into it more in that second half. But it was just a joy.
And you kind of felt it didn't matter where that game was played. You know, there was no home advantage, no changing your tactics from Klopp. Why was it so good?
Well, because both teams have such a strong belief in who and what their identity is and who and what they are. They're not changing for anyone. That's the way they play, and they go into every single game not changing at all. And that's why it was so good on the eye for us that both teams were prepared to go head-to-head and say, this is who we are, and we're going to just try and play our normal game. And I mentioned the intensity and how sharp and quick both teams were. I mean, watch Bernardo Silva. Look at Kevin De Bruyne. He's already... Those two are a second ahead of anyone else on the pitch to get on with in the game. OK, it's a little bit of a deflection, but they probably deserved that. The pressing from Manchester City, they tried to lure it into these situations where you say, OK, right, here we go, and they win the ball up. But that didn't stop Liverpool trying to play their game and play out, and that's why, as I said, it was so entertaining and a game of the highest order. The same thing again. Liverpool not changing, City not. But look at 3 ready to go and attack Mane and win the ball back. They lose it again. Same thing again. Look at the 2 of them again, determined to get to that ball first and then go after you. I mean, this it's just fantastic play. I mentioned the ability of both football clubs. Last minute, what about this for a pass from Kevin De Bruyne? He goes through the midfield there, left foot, and it's on a plate. Should be in the back of the net from Mahrez. That should have won them the game. On the other hand, I mentioned both clubs. Liverpool, straight away from the second half, totally different. Henderson picking ball there, did it really, really well. Salah didn't have his best game, but what about that for a pass? The way to pass into the path of Mane, and it's a magnificent finish. They like to press, or want to press. They try to get you into different situations to win that ball high up the park. So again, they're not changing. They're doing what they're very good at. They're doing what they've done for years. Last minute of the game, last couple of minutes, look at the determination to try and win the ball back, and they do win it back. So great credit to those two world-class coaches who demand from their team, but their team actually deliver. And yes, City will look at it, and we heard De Bruyne say they had the better chances, and I believe they do. But I think for the neutrals, for it to be a draw and carry on, so much to look forward to the end of the season.
Klopp might need to see a chiropractor after a Guardiola hug there. I think Cancelo had one as well, didn't he? He's a passionate man. Now let's talk about Liverpool's high press. We see it all season, and when it works, it's a thing of beauty. There's plenty of examples of that today. But City have got the personnel and the class to exploit it at the other end. You can have a look at both sides of it.
Yeah, they have, and this is why Liverpool play a high line first and foremost. It's because they don't want City near their goal. That's the high line that you can see there within the back three. It allows the forward players and the midfield players to put pressure on City. They move and shift brilliantly. Robertson's come out this left-hand side to press the full-back. They're happy to go 3v3 at the back. This is Liverpool putting City under pressure, not allowing City to play the way that they want to play. And they've done it week in, week out, Liverpool. The pros of it are you don't allow a team like City to have control and allow to, you've got a little situation here where Kevin De Bruyne is right next to Fabinho, and it's just like he's the person that you don't want to have the ball. They're trying to find him, but because of the good press, because of the intensity of the way that Liverpool press high up the pitch, it doesn't allow them to do that. Where you find problems is the minute you go past that midfield area, like Kevin De Bruyne does here, and you've got space and you've got runners that City have, you cause yourselves a lot of problems. And there was just too many times, in my opinion, that Liverpool found themselves in this situation where one player didn't do his job. So you've got Thiago, you've got Jota pressing. But then when Laporte picks up this ball, Salah says, no, I'm not going to go. There's your back line that's playing high again. And then it's one simple ball, one simple run, and we're in behind you. And anytime a player has got time and space on the ball and he can get his head up, a defensive line just have to drop. And it was evident today that they just, look here, Bernardo Silva, time, space. Look at the body shape of the back four. Nobody's side on, nobody's thinking about dropping. It's just we're playing a high line, and that's that. That's what we've been told to do. And don't get me wrong, they recover, but I just thought that City caught them out one too many times today. This is why I think he wants to play the high line. He wants to squeeze those elements. He doesn't want City playing in between the lines. Where De Bruyne is here, I mean, it's so tight. And one of the reasons I think that Liverpool get away with playing such a high line, a thing that helps them massively is VAR, as we saw at the end, because those decisions that come down to millimetres are getting called now. Whereas if you're leaving that to human error, they're getting caught out.
So often after Champions League games in midweek, we see teams coming a little bit lacklustre at times. Yeah. But today, Man City's 181 sprints was the highest in a league game for them this season. Bernardo Silva was 12.45 kilometres, more than anyone this weekend. Scary. So that tells you the standards that you have to get to get into the team, to keep going, and that's why they're as good as they are.
Klopp
both teams.
He didn't expect them to play so direct. Yeah. Does that change anything in your mind as to how they'd say set up at the weekend when they're playing each other in the FA Cup? They might play each other in the Champions League final.
No.
So do they change?
I don't think so. No, I think we've got two managers here that really believe in their philosophies, and there's a little bit of kind of like, not so much like my team's better than your team, but they believe in their methods, and I don't see any of them veering away from that. No.
And those methods, those tactics make for such entertaining head-to-heads, don't they? Let's have a little look. I love this stat. It's been used a lot over the weekend. But this is the run-in first. Yeah. Sorry, this is the run-in that they both have. I do love the stat. We'll see in a moment. This is the run-in, and you could argue, Alan, that Liverpool's is trickier. Where are points going to be dropped, if any?
Newcastle.
I was waiting for that one.
I agree. I mean, on paper, Liverpool do have, I think, the harder run-in, but I don't think that will affect them with the squad that they have, the forward options that they have. You can see he left players out today who were in the midweek. He'll switch it again in midweek, and and rotate players, but they can do that now because of the ability that they've got in the squad, Liverpool.
Also, we just quickly, sorry, Al, we just watched the game, didn't we, where you watch those two teams, they're so far clear of anything else that you can see.
Yeah.
So you look at those fixtures, and they look like tough fixtures, but they're so far ahead.
Well, this is the one. The points over 4 seasons,
Frightening.
they're a point away from each other, as they
Frightening.
are in the league now.
Yeah.
It's nothing, is it, a point over all those matches? They are so tight, so close. You know, it may come down to a point, it may come down, you know, to goals. Who knows?
That's why I think after that result today, you kind of look at it and you don't know how to feel. You don't know whether you're looking at it and going, oh, well, City have missed one there or Liverpool have missed one there. It's so tight, it could go either way. But all I know, we was all treated to an unbelievable game of football, of which, like, you know, from the standard of it was just so high that, you know, you're looking around going, I don't see anyone else getting closer.
Where does it, for you, in Premier League history, in football generally, where's that rivalry? Because, you know, I think Mark Lawrence has said it's Liverpool, it's Barcelona, Real Madrid levels of rivalry.
Well, it's different styles of play. I mean, when you look back at the Man United team that won the treble, or the Arsenal, the Invincibles team, or that Chelsea team that Mourinho had, I mean, they were totally different. They were a horrible team to play against. They could do almost anything. But the way these two are on the eye, the way they go after teams, the way they press, the way they sort of set the standard with passing from the back, with the goalkeepers starting the game off. It's a very different game, what these two play, to what has been played in the past. But I mean, the standard that these two have set over the past few years has just been outrageous.